We also used to clinging to things and controlling them and wanting to do it our way, my way, or the highway, or just like expecting things to happen on our timeline or the exact way that we want them. And actually, when we detach from the outcomes that we want, we are going to attract more joy, peace, and success in our lives. So letting go of expectations and learning to detach, it's extremely important. I always give this analogy, but imagine you have a sand on the palm of your hand and you're just squeezing it tight, and then the sand starts coming out between your fingers. But if you're just holding it like that, what happens? The sand is there and it's even more. So it's very important to learn to detach and just focus on the journey, but not the outcome. Detachment does not mean you stop caring about your goals. It's about releasing the control of how and when things will going to come to you. So by doing this, you open yourself to endless possibilities and reduce the stress caused by unmet expectations. Imagine you want to get promotion and maybe you have this deadline that you said that you want the promotion, but maybe the universe has something else in store for you, something earlier than that, something better than that. But you being focused on that one thing, you're not going to enjoy the journey. And not only that, but by you doing that, you may overlook other opportunities for growth. Learning to detach will help you to focus and appreciate the process rather than being so focused on the results. Because many times when we get what we want, we look back and we say, why didn't I enjoy more the process? How many times it happened to you? It certainly happened in my life many times. So, step to practice detachment. Number one, set intentions and not expectations. Focus on the effort, not the outcome. For example, instead of expecting immediate success in your new YouTube channel, focus on setting intention of posting every single week. And yes, you absolutely need to create goals and have in mind how many subscribers you want by this date and then reverse engineer it. But then you have to let it go and just focus on being consistent and then let the universe provide. Also, over time, you may realize that the process of you being consistent, it helped you in so many ways because you learned new skills. You didn't let yourself down because you said you will be consistent every week and you did that. So that feels so good. You're building this self-confidence, self-esteem by being consistent. Not only that, but you're building a discipline. You're inspiring other people. So there are a lot of benefits when you are intentional with the process and you focus on the process and not the outcome. Step number 2 to practice detachment is embrace uncertainty. Wow, that's a hard one for a lot of people. So, trusting that life has a plan, even if you don't see it yet. If things don't work out, probably there was a reason why. Also, think about someone who lost their job and then they found such a fulfilling career or build a business that was more aligned with their passion. And in the moment, it seems like a setback, like a roadblock. Even if it's a breakup, it seems like the world is ending. You're losing this person. But then months later or a year later, you find really the person you're meant to be with. And you look back and you're like, wow, imagine if I was clinging to that person or to that job, or if that thing didn't happen, I would have never have what I have now. But we see that in retrospect. So we have to be open to the unknown, to the uncertain. And that's very scary for a lot of people. I'm sure you've heard the saying, rejection is redirection. Something that seems like a setback, it's actually a redirection towards something better because the universe always has our back. The universe always gives us what we need and always provides for us. So by embracing uncertainty, you allow life to unfold in unexpected but meaningful ways. Step number 3, be present. Bring yourself back to the present moment, because in the present moment are the things that you need to be doing right here, right now. The journey, it's right here. And mindfulness will allow you to be fully present in the moment as opposed to worrying in the future. One of the best tools and ways that I found to bring back myself to the present moment, 5 things that I see. I'll notice 5 things that I see. Then 5 things that I hear, 5 things that I smell, 5 things that I taste. Also, you can just get up, do a little dance, or just shake it off, shake off this energy if you're thinking about the future and projecting and what ifs and the control of how things need to happen, and shake it off. Step number 4, it's reframe failures. Setbacks are lessons rather than defeats. We all know about Thomas Edison. He failed 1,000 times, but he said he tried 1,000 times. Failures are nothing more but a lesson. Let's say you broke up with someone. You didn't fail. You redirect yourself. You learn something about yourself. But the important thing is to extract the lessons. So what did you learn about yourself in a career? If you wanted that promotion, but you didn't get it, maybe the universe has something better for you in store. Maybe you're supposed to get something bigger and better. And the universe gives us not what we want, but what we need many times. So maybe that is not the thing you need. A relationship didn't work out. Maybe that is not the person you need to be to learn the lessons that you have to learn in this lifetime. Maybe you need to be with a different person. Or maybe you need to be with a different person right now. So later on, you are with that person. We don't know, but we have to trust the process. And we have to reframe our failures, because if we don't, we are going to get stuck in this victim mode of, I wanted this, but it didn't happen. But why didn't it happen? And on. We all know people that lost a job and they still talk about it years later, like how good that job was. And I'm sure if they were on that job by now, they would have hated it. Or they broke up with someone and years later, they're still talking about the one that got away. If that person was the one and was the right person for you, you would have been together. So stop thinking about the past. The past is the past. Stop thinking about the future. We don't know what's coming up. Focus on now and reframe these failures. They're not failures. They're lessons. And if you get stuck in victim mode, you're not going to learn the lessons. You'll be just complaining on and on. Become self-aware. Reflect. What did you learn from the experience? What you could do differently? How you can do differently the things. But it is scary to look inside, and sometimes we see things that we don't like, but that's what life is. Like, there's no growth otherwise, because otherwise you will be attracting the same things, the same people, the same jobs, the same careers, the same life. So reframe these failures, see them as lessons, and move on. Detachment is a practice, and it takes time and patience. You're not going to do it from the first time, but say to yourself, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm learning, I'm growing. I'm one step further than where I was. Once you master detachment, you will feel such a freedom and joy in the process, regardless of the outcome. You have no idea how joyful and how easy it is to be like, okay, I want this thing. This is what I'm going to do to get it. And then let it go. It's such a relief not to think about this thing day and night. And depending on what it is, you can give yourself a timeline. Let's say in a relationship, you're looking for a partner and you want to be married and have children, but you are a woman and the biological clock is ticking. You're not going to have your goal in mind and spend with some person 5-7 years. You gotta give yourself a timeline, and then you don't think about it. Imagine the relief that you're going to have. There's no point of spoiling the process, worrying about the outcome. There's no point. Okay, that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments one thing you try to detach and was hard, or something that you want to detach and you want to learn how to detach? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.